Hello everyone. It's been a while. I had to pause the videos for a while because of my health, but right now I'm feeling much better and I have the strength to continue with them. Now for this video, I'll be working on 2-point perspective, just exploring with basic shapes to see what we can come up with from those basic shapes. Now, in order to plot my perspective lines, as you guys know, I use a whiteboard and I don't have rulers that are long enough to ensure I can get the desired perspective I need. So what I decided to do was to set up strings at two different points representing the 2-point perspective. One of the string, that's the one to the right, it's about 3.7 thereabout feet away from the board, while the one on the left, it's just about a feet away from the board. Now I decided to do that. Played around with the distance just to get a more dramatic feel to the object, because if you have your 2 points of your perspective equal, you get equal angles for each of the lines heading to each direction. To create the shadows for the box, I assumed I would like to come in upward at 30 degrees from the left. Now with that, it's going to cast a shadow of 30 degrees downward to the right. You can see I decided to take my 30-60 angled set square, place it at the vertices of the right profile of the shape. With that, we have about 4 vertices here, and with that I projected them downward and connected another line using the string in a line that goes directly to our vanishing point at the right. So this is a fairly easy technique, in that since you know, dragging a string gives you a straight line. Now in the traditional way of doing this, that's without using strings, the rulers, the way most of us were taught in art school, was that you have your vanishing points. Usually in a 1-point perspective you have 1 vanishing point, in a 2 points you have 2 vanishing points, in a 3-point perspective you have 3 vanishing points. Now your rulers will be in relation to the vanishing point, regardless of whatever angle you're coming from. Now for here, I'm having 2-point perspective, so that means 2 vanishing points, hence 2 strings. Now once I pull a string, I place 2 dots representing my desired location for whatever line I want to draw. So the second dot I place that to ensure that whatever line I'm drawing has the angle facing the vanishing point. Now if I don't do that, I might draw lines at different points within different locations within my drawing space, and those lines will not have the angles will not head directly to the vanishing point, although you can't see the vanishing point within this space. second composition of shapes, which is a chair, I decided to cast a shadow 90 degrees from the top. With that, all our shadows are going to be directly below the object. Now, if in a case where the object was directly on the surface to the ground, we might not see shadows except for places that are elevated. Now, with that, saying that, I decided to raise the object a little bit from the ground. With that, to do that, I decided to offset the shadow. By offsetting the shadow, that simply makes the object appear to float, gives the illusion of float. Getting the midpoint of boxes in perspective is quite tricky because the midpoints are not usually equidistant to the two vertical lines. That's the one at the beginning and the one at the end. So what you have to do is connect the top left and the lower right together, then connect the top right and the lower left. Now where the two lines meet, that's where they intersect, gives you the midpoint. So, excuse me. With this, I needed to get 25% from the beginning and the end. That I wanted to make a drop after 25% from the beginning and the end. So with that, I divided the box into 4 parts. So which means each 25% at each of the parts. And to do that, I divided the first half. So I got 2 halves. Then divided the 2 halves, giving me 4 different parts. So by the time I had a drop, I already had 50% of the entire length in the drop. As soon as we're done with all the construction lines, we decide to get the dark marker to bring out the boundaries of all the forms we've created. Now this phase is actually fun. I mean, the first phase was really annoying because it involves a lot of calculations, and most times you just see a lot of lines crisscrossing each other without meaning. But at this phase, you actually get to see the result of all the hard work in the first phase. You see all the shape, all the objects within your composition coming to life. You begin to see them well defined. Yeah. After defining all the lines for the forms within our composition, the next phase was to add shade and a bit of drop shadows to give all the forms the illusion of volume. Now, to do this, we assumed that our light was coming from the left side directly. Now, that cast a shadow to the right side.